Welcome everybody to my YouTube channel, and today we're looking at torque wrenches. These are ones mostly designed for cycling, and if you should purchase one, use one, or just not bother. Enjoy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are looking at torque wrenches, and if they are a viable or necessity item in cycling, mountain biking, road biking, day-to-day commuting, whatever you might happen to do. Personally, I've had one for a few years now and I found it a very useful bit of kit, so I thought I would do a review and share my thoughts and opinions on it. I've got one which is branded as Xtools, but it's also commonly known as Lifeline or other rebranded. The common ones you'll see around for around £30 on Wiggle, Chain Reaction, I believe Planet X do one, Merlin, so they all do one. Pretty much it's the same product. A few different companies will rebrand it or stick the stickers on, but in essence, it is the same product for roughly the same price. I've had mine now for, I would say, 3 or 4 years, maybe longer. The same model is still available today, so this review still holds water, and as far as I'm aware, there isn't much variation or change in that market anyway. It's a torque wrench. So what does a torque wrench do? Firstly, it sets a certain amount of torque or Newton meters. Anything that's on your bike is set to right tightness as set by the manufacturer or whoever gives you that advice. Often the manufacturers will always list stats on what and how tight things should be. Often, for example, headsets, it's often on your headset, on your A-stem. And in modern era, what's also quite important is if you have carbon frames, carbon components, you don't want to over tighten them because you risk cracking or damage them. The same as dropper seat posts, which in the mountain bike world are very common practice in today's society. If you over tighten your seat post, it can crush the internals of your dropper post, making it not work properly. So in my opinion, a torque wrench is a very useful bit of kit. And in this case, for sub 30 quid, what could go wrong? Well, this one comes in a nice case with a selection of torque bits in a nice little plastic box to keep them in and an extender bar. I'll list the pieces and sizes below because I haven't got a good enough memory to try and remember all of them. But in essence, I found that they contain all the sizes that I would need to generally work on my bike. I've used this quite a bit on everything from my carbon road bike through to my daily commuter, through to my large enduro bike. Generally speaking, with the exception of the odd SRAM star piece, this kit will cover all of those, the common ones that are likely to need torqued. Or if it doesn't, you can it's got a standard 1/4 inch drive on it, so you can just put your normal bit on there and use it accordingly. And on the handle, it contains a swivel handle with a guide on it. So it's got numbers on the side, you turn the handle till it sets at that set number. Downsides of this method is you have to be careful. This is my one of my few downsides of this. You have to be careful when holding the handle that you don't then twist it at the same time as using it, altering the torque setting, which would then not give you the desired result that you're after. I also find that the increment changes, although they are what you need in single numbers, for anything more refined, like for bikes it's fine, but I wouldn't want to use it in any sort of engineering or anything that required a real precise setup, because it's not that precise. The guidance and lines aren't that pinpoint in my opinion. But it does work, it does do its job. The only other downside is you need to get used to it, is when it clicks off, it just clicks once and you can feel the head swivel and it just clicks. So you've got to be careful because you can click, and then if you keep tightening it, you can tighten it past the point that you've set it. Again, for the purpose of doing bikes, I think it's great. I think it does the job very well, and I think it's worth your investment, especially for 30 quid if you're tightening something on your carbon bike, your beautiful carbon bike, and you crack the frame, that's going to cost you more than 30 quid to fix. The same way if you've got one of these nice e-bikes and you've taken the motor out, and you've put it back in, you torqued it up, you don't torque it up correctly, and one of those bolts come loose, when you're out for a ride, that's going to destroy your day and probably be a pain in something to get replacement bolts and parts from. So, it is important to me that you get everything set rightly. Most components will have the measurements on there, so it's not too crucial that you have to know everything. Build quality on this, like I said, I've had it 3 or 4 years now. I've used it on numerous bikes and, rebuilds, modifying, changing components, rebuilding various different my bikes, from forks to shocks to, your tyre bike, and it's held up very well. It's got, minimal signs of wear and tear, but still works very well. The bits aren't rounded off, they're hard enough for the purpose, and again, I can't really fault it for the money. So for me, if it's an investment you're looking at, if you're getting into bikes and you're starting to get more bits and tinker yourself rather than taking it to a local bike shop, this I think should be in your kit and tool bag. So anyone else use these torque wrenches? If you have, please let me know your thoughts. Did you think they're a complete pile of garbage, or did you think they are a useful bit of kit? Please, leave a comment below, drop me a message. I'll be interested in hear your thoughts and opinions. And that's all for now, really. Well, as with all YouTube videos, I forgot the most important bit, which is to like, subscribe, and share this video.